Hey guys. I'm just to be clear, I'm not sick or anything, and it's 4:37 p.m. I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about here because I don't know. I woke up today and I just didn't want to do anything. I've just been laying here for like I don't know, like 2 hours trying to figure out I woke up early. I woke up at like 9, and I started doing Tai Chi, and then I was like, I don't know. Something just feels like off. And I don't know. It almost just felt like I was going down a path that just wasn't complete, and I was going to end up back in like a loop if I continued. So I was like, okay, something needs to like happen here. And then there was what's it called? I have been really enjoying a new book that I was listening to. So I just said, okay, I'm just gonna I made food in the morning. I did the vegetables and fruits and some nuts. And then I had yesterday in the evening I got a pizza, and so I had the remaining 4 slices of pizza. So a little mix of healthy food and then some not so healthy food. But I don't know. It's like I know I need to be doing things, but it's also okay. Here, let me back up to the beginning, and then I will kind of I'll just work through my process here, because I know that just as the days where I'm out doing stuff are important, these days are also important to kind of that's my laptop just vibing. These days are also really important to like maybe even more than the days when I'm out doing stuff are the days when I'm not wanting to do stuff, and kind of documenting why and how I'm feeling. So I think to start, it's kind of like let me try and think of like what is it that I'm feeling right now? Well, part of me feels okay. I'm just going to say how I'm feeling even if I feel weird about saying it. Part of me feels disappointed. What am I disappointed in? It's like I think I had expectations even though I was trying really hard not to. I think that's an issue. And it's kind of showing up now as like the expectations kind of saying, well, you're here, July has passed, where's this person that you were supposed to be like interacting with? And I've interacted with a lot of really like awesome people, but it's like, I don't know. There was a video that I watched. I tried looking for it earlier to re-listen to it because I thought I had bookmarked it, but I hadn't. Or I have and I just haven't found it or whatever. But there was a video talking about how it's felt very like specific, and it felt like it resonated with like what was going on with me, where it was like, there was someone that was almost like not held back, but like diverted so that you could gain a clarity so that you make the right decision when this inevitably shows up. And it was really like, I was like, damn, like, I don't know. It just kind of hit me of like, is that happening right now? I don't know, maybe. It kind of like, internally, it kind of felt really strongly for some reason. And I know I'm kind of circling, but like, I'm just kind of I'm tired of feeling disappointed. That's really what it is. And why do I feel disappointed? It's like, it almost feels like I just keep waiting. But inevitably, I need to be like moving and doing things. But I don't know. It feels really confusing to me because it's like, on the one hand, I'm aware that I create my reality. And in knowing that, me resting or kind of grounding in the space or all of this stuff, it's all really important. But I don't know. It's like, I just don't really even have a desire to go and like do like all this stuff that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go like see the Colosseum, and I'm gonna go to the Vatican, and I'm gonna go like walk around with a bunch of like, there's gonna be like, thousands of people cram packed on this street, and I'm gonna be like walking with them, and it's gonna be like really crazy. It's like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay, well, why? And part of it is like, okay, yeah, there's definitely a part of it where I am like, oh, well, I could get lost or blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's part of it, but that's not really the whole thing. There's also like, it's like a lot of little things that are like trying to convince me not to do the things. Like, for an example, going on the bus, it's just like, logically, it's very easy. You get on the bus, you swipe your card, you've paid, and then you stand and wait. And you get to the park and ride, and then there you go. You're there. And then you can go anywhere in the city. You can either use the subway, or you can use another bus. Especially if you're like willing to wait the extra time, you can do the bus. And I don't know, it's like, individually, it's like not a big deal. There's this added layer of like anxiety I have around the idea that it's going to be a roll of the dice if I'm even going to be able to communicate with anyone I'm interacting with. And, it feels very isolating because I don't know. It's tough to not really have it reminds me of, to a lesser extent, it's not the same because obviously I still could go and do things, but it reminds me to a lesser extent of when I did the month-long trip before, where I was South Carolina, North Carolina, Missouri, Long Island, and how at the end of the day, even the like people that I've known, it's like, I'm there, I'm interacting with them, and I can't expect them to kind of set aside their whole kind of week to interact with me. So I had to kind of just figure out stuff on my own and just do it. And it's similar here, but to like a larger extent. Like, the people that live here are really awesome. They're very kind. They're very helpful. But like, obviously I can't expect them to be able to help me with everything, right? And I can ask them for help. And again, they've all been very helpful, right? But it's like there's the heat. I absolutely hate the fact that it's 95 or 96 for the main hours that I want to go and do things. And then it's in the morning, I wake up and I'm I need time to function and get all my stuff done. And by the time I'm it just feels like I'm fucking myself every day. By the time that I'm ready to go and do things, it's already the hottest part of the day. And I'm fuck. And then if I go outside, even for 15 minutes, I'm basically just melting, which I hate. I just hate that. And so it's it just makes me not want to do anything, because I'm well, I don't want to be melting in the sun, even if it's just 15 minutes, let alone going and exploring for hours, where I'm gonna be fucking drenched in sweat. I'm gonna smell because I'm drenched in sweat, even if I spray a bunch of I take a shower and I do deodorant and I spray a bunch of cologne. It's there's that, and so that gives me anxiety. And then simply going to order food gives me anxiety, because it's I don't know if the restaurant people are going to be able to understand me or not. And if they do, that's great, but if they don't, then I have to kind of mime and point and hope that things work out. And then there's I'm not super excited to yeah, it's cool to see the architecture and everything, but I don't know, it's kind of it's I don't really care that much about the architecture stuff. I'm much more I enjoy nature. I want to do nature stuff a lot more. And then I think about it, and it's yeah, but doing the nature stuff, how am I gonna possibly meet people if I'm just going on nature walks or stuff like that? And also, obviously, this is not the area to do the nature walks. It's going to the Alps and doing that stuff. But I'm looking at it, and it's it's just gonna be fucking 90 plus degrees when I'm doing the nature walks, and it's well, that fucking sucks. Oh, it's gonna feel 100. Wow, sick. I can't wait to go and melt my fucking brains out for 4 hours. And it's that fucking sucks. And I don't know, it's the whole all of the European countries that I want to go and visit are all suffering the same heat wave. So it's sick. No matter where I go, it's going to be 90 plus degrees or 100, depending on where it is. And it's okay, well, the only way to really work around it is to wake up at the crack of dawn and then walk around early in the morning. Which, obviously that is a thing I can do. But even then it's like, great, instead of it being 95 degrees, it's 80 or 85, which 80 is great, but it's like more like 85. Like, oh, it's 9 o'clock, 85 degrees, congratulations. And it's like, I don't know. It's like all the things that I want to do are outside, and outside is basically awful right now. And then, using um using the sunscreen, like the sunscreen was like dripping off of me. Like, and it like got in my right eye, and so my eye's been like irritated all day today because of yesterday it like dripping over to the like right side here. um and so it's like, I don't know. It's like I'm frustrated because I don't know how to function outside in sweltering conditions, because I don't know. It's like one of the biggest things for me that like I always have like a major issue about is if I'm super sweating, I don't want to. I feel so gross. I feel absolutely disgusting, and I feel like a fucking tar monster when I'm like interacting with people. Um, and so the fact that I basically get turned into one immediately upon exiting the house sucks. And I don't know what to do about that. And so it's like, I'm looking at like all of these things stacking, and it's like, it's not just that I can't interact with half the people because they can't speak English, which obviously it's not their fault. It's just, this is just the country that I'm in, right? But it's like, okay, so I can't interact with half the people, so that's anxiety inducing. It's hard to order food. That's anxiety inducing. You have to book places a lot to go to the really nice restaurants, unless you just want to stand there for an hour and a half and hope that eventually you'll get a seat. Then it's like, you have the buses, which again, all the signs and everything are not in English. So I have to like figure out how to Google Translate it. And the buses aren't on time. And then the like it just keeps stacking. And I'm like, this fucking sucks. And the thing is, it's like, the place doesn't suck. It's all the small situations that are kind of interacting with me specifically. So that's where it's like, objectively, it is a nice place. It's just, the heat wave plus this like the fact that I can't speak anything other than English. All of these things individually are like small like barriers or small things that make it hard, but then they all stack together, and it's like, fuck off. I just don't want to do anything today. And then I'm like, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to have the same fucking thing tomorrow. So it's like, so I have to like figure out like what am I going to be doing? Like, and then it's like, I'm here and I have like a dwindling bank account. So it's like, I can't just do this forever. Like, I'm fine for the moment, but like, you know, I'm making videos every day and I really enjoy it. But I know that it's for documenting. This isn't where my revenue stream is going to come from. Or at least I don't think it's going to. So it's like, I'm starting writing the book. And that's fine. And that's very possible that could be where things come from. It could also be something totally different. And I don't know, it's like, I guess it's like I feel frustrated that I did all this and now I'm here and it's like okay. It's like, I guess I'm not being fair because I haven't really like put myself out there and just walked around. But it's like, is it just going to be the same thing that I did in New York where I like sat in a park and just like waited for some random thing to happen that just didn't happen? Like, is it going to be the same thing? And so it's like I can feel that it's like I'm having like a faith crisis at the moment of like, I don't know, like I obviously know that I can learn things from the experience here, and I am and I have, and it's like I'm glad that I'm here, but also it's like the environment, I don't like the environment right now. And I don't really know, like I can't just magically wave my hand and it's like 80 degrees instead of 95, right? So there's the friction there. And it's like, but the friction is so like large for me because I'm like, I sweat just like going up and down stairs. I sweat when it's like 78. So it's like, I don't know. It's like the whole sweat thing to me is like, if I can never feel like I'm my best, or even at a passable like level of like comfortable, it's like I don't know how I'm going to interact with people. And I don't know. It's like I've gotten a lot of help so far, and I'm really grateful for it. I feel like I would be way worse off if I hadn't gotten all the help that I had gotten. And I'm not even, at the end of the day, it's like I'm not even bad off. It's just like I don't know. It's like at the kind of core of it, it just feels like I just don't feel safe. That's what it is. And it's not about like physically safe. That's not it. Like, I think this is a safe location. I think the place that I'm living in is very safe. That's not it. It's like an internal thing of like feeling unsafe because it's not even unsafe. It's like unsecure. Because it's like I don't have really anything to anchor. I have myself, I have my inner peace, the inner love, but I don't know. It's like I think I understand what it is that I'm like struggling with. It's like I need to have the inner safety first internally on myself before the person comes in, so that I don't make them my inner safety instead. And that fucking sucks, because it's like, yeah, okay, I know. Like, so I'm supposed to learn inner safety, inner security, regardless of the situation. Oh, man. I don't know. I guess that's why I always kind of return to just laying in my bed, or whatever bed I'm in. Because it's like sitting in a bed is kind of the closest thing to feeling internally safe and secure. Going to sleep, it's like I don't have to worry about anything, because I'm just going to sleep. That's it. And then waking up, it's like there's both excitement for the day, anxiety, and disappointment all mixed together. And I'm aware that it's like I'm aware of all these emotions, and I'm aware of kind of the fact that I'm creating these things internally, and that it isn't about where I'm at. It's about the perspective. It's about all the intricate stuff, right? So, this is why it's like I get it. It's frustrating to be so aware, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like I'm aware that it's an internal thing that needs to change rather than an external thing. And so I'm like, God damn it. Okay. Like, I get it. And it's one of those things where it's like, I just feel so tired of having to do one more thing because the last thing wasn't enough. And so I got to do the next thing. And then the next thing shows up. And it feels like a never-ending loop of like, yeah, but now there's this new one last thing. And then you'll be like better or happy or whatever. And so it's like, bro, I've done it for so long. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand it's an internal mentality. I get all the independent stuff that, like, it's it's like I understand all of this stuff, and it's it's frustrating. It's just frustrating. And I understand that it's like even the thing about how it's like, oh well, it's just the one more thing and then you'll be happy. It's like, I know that's also a treadmill. That's fucking bullshit. And it's like, it's actually, you can be happy regardless of like who you are at this very moment. And it's like I also understand that. And then it's like seeing through the corridor of different things where each thing is like, the door is there, and it's like I'm aware of the door, and I'm aware that I can open the door, but that's not really the true door I should be opening. The true door is way fucking further down there, and then, I get to the true door, and it's like, but you need these requirements, but it's actually not that you need these requirements, and it's like... I don't know. Like, I don't know how to... it just feels like God. There's like so much to say about this. It's like, on the one hand, it's like, listen to your intuition. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Like, no shit, that's what I've been doing. And then on a deeper level, it's, yeah, you gotta listen harder. And it's like, well, on the one hand, obviously, I need to listen to my intuition. That's what I do. That's why I'm here right now talking to you guys. This is an intuition moment where it's like, I felt like I should be just sitting here and basically just letting myself kind of stew. And then my intuition's like, you need to record this. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm recording it. And sometimes it feels like I'm getting like yanked around by my intuition. Most of the time it actually just feels that way. And then it's like, I'm aware that I am doing everything of my own free will. So it's not like I'm, what's it called? It's like I'm not being led by the nose by my intuition. But at the same time, it does feel like that sometimes. Where it's like, okay, you just gotta trust, you gotta do the thing, and then it'll work out. And inevitably it does. And it's like frustrating. This middle part is always frustrating because it's like, it's the valley before that maximum point where everything feels like it's way worse, even though I know that it's just the feeling of being in the valley. And so it's like, I hate this moment, but also I know it's like important that I like experience the moment in its entirety. And so it's like, I still just hate the moment. And I'm just going to say that I hate it. And that's like, it's okay for me to say that. You don't have to enjoy every single moment. And it's okay to feel feelings if you feel a certain way. But the thing is, it's like, it doesn't make it any better. So, I don't know. Like, look at me. I'm shooting a fucking 4K video of me in bed, looking like shit, feeling like shit. But, like, all because my intuition is like, yeah, you need to film this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. That's the thing. It's like, I agree. Like, I understand. I see it. It's kind of like, it's like getting given a paper that outlines, like, the next few things that are going to happen. And what I mean by the next few things is like, it's like, okay, why are you doing this thing? And then da-da-da-da-da. And then you go through and it's like, okay, I understand all the reasons why everything is happening the way it is at this very moment. So that's what the paper is. And you read it and you're like, fuck. Yeah, okay. Like, it's like, here we go again. All right. Like, what are we expanding to this time? Like, is this like gonna be the 15th rebirth, the 16th rebirth? What are we learning? Okay, all right, fine. Like, and it's like, I just have to like laugh at how like absurd this whole thing is. Because I understand inevitably I'm gonna look back on this moment and be like, yeah, you had to listen, you had to do the thing, you knew you had to do the thing, and it's really funny, and now I'm on the other side a couple days later and I feel really good that I went through and did this. But in the moment, it doesn't feel great at all. So it's like, fucking awareness, man. It's like, feels like a curse sometimes at how aware I feel. It's like, there was oh god, I don't remember where it was, but there was this comedy like thing about people who are like really really aware and insightful arguing. And it was like, okay, so I know that this is fucked, and I understand that you understand that I don't like this, and we understand and we agree that this thing is not okay, and we understand that it's okay that it's not okay, and that it happened, and we're not mad at each other, but we're angry at the situation, and this is fucked. And it's like, I just thought it was like so funny how it was like the arguing was just like acknowledging, I acknowledge, okay, yeah, I acknowledge you too. And it's like everyone being so aware of themselves and each other, and it was like it was like just absurd. But that's like how I'm feeling at this moment. It's like, yeah, I get it. I'm supposed to fucking feel this, And so it's like, okay, fine, I'm just letting it happen. And it's like, oh my god, it's so dumb, but it's like, oh my god, like, what can I do? Okay, so I think I've gathered that what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I say supposed to, it's like nothing is like set in stone. If I just choose not to, I can just choose not to, but obviously I'm not going to do that. This whole thing is centered around the idea of cultivating internal, feeling internally safe and secure regardless of the circumstance that I'm in. Because if I have that, then this lingering attachment to the idea of someone just randomly showing up to save me goes away, because there's nothing to save, because I have the internal safety and like security. And then because I don't need the saving, the person will end up showing up. So it's like, I understand that that's the process that happens. It's when you get the safety and stability and security inside, that's when the external world mirrors that, not the other way around. And so that's why, because I haven't fully completed this like understanding and added it to my internal kind of realm that's there, that's why I'm in this moment. There's other reasons too, obviously, but like, there's that. That's the major one. And then the other side things are like little anxiety, fear things, but those are all based on not feeling safe, secure, and yeah, it's like it's all wrapped around that same idea. And again, it's like also kind of being able to love the sweat and the fact that I'm bigger, and be able to not feel gross. Like I feel, it's like feeling gross, converting and swapping that idea around, because the feeling of feeling gross is centered around the idea that it's like, oh, well, maybe I smell, or maybe I like look gross or whatever. And it's like, who would want to interact with someone who's sweating? And I'm like, well, that's actually really like stupid if you actually think about it in like a deeper manner. Like, everyone sweats. And so not interacting with people just because you're sweating is a stupid like thing. And I'm not saying the feeling is stupid, but it's more around the idea that it's like this weird ass backwards way of like, well, I don't want to inconvenience them by them seeing me in this state, which is like so weird. It's not even about the way I look. It's about the way I'm perceived and how it would bother them. And it's like such a weird kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm understanding that it's like, okay, it's man. As usual, I work through the thing, I figure it out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. Begrudgingly, I needed to be in this exact scenario in this exact moment. And then you guys are probably like, oh, what the fuck just happened here? He's like upset, and he's like talking about how annoyed everything is, and now suddenly he's like transmuted everything just immediately. It's like, yeah, this is just how I operate. So so I guess where does the ultimate sense of security, safety, and stability internally, where does that come from? Like, what is that? And I'm thinking, well, if this is all one existence, for all one existence, then shouldn't you feel, or it's not shouldn't you, it's almost like I would never feel uncomfortable with my finger. Like, my finger is my finger. And, you know, different things can happen to my hand or finger or whatever, but it is my hand and finger. And I'm glad that they exist. And in a similar way, the not feeling safe and secure and stable. It's not that I don't feel stable, just to be clear. I do feel stable, but it's more of like I'm exploring this little subset of emotions that I'm like feeling regarding the safety and security. And so under this paradigm, it's like the whole thing of not feeling safe and secure is like destabilizing. So I think that's why it's so important to kind of hammer this down, because yeah. Okay, so what is it that is making me feel not safe or secure? Okay. Is there anything that has to do with my body? My stomach. Why my stomach? It's almost like there's like anxiety around like the fact that I'm big. It's okay. It's like I don't feel safe and secure in my body because I feel as though there is a judgment that people make around my body, which in reality is me projecting a judgment. So it's actually me judging myself, thinking other people are judging me, because no one is actually judging me. It's me judging myself, but projecting it. What am I judging myself on? That maybe I'm not as healed and as together as I feel because my body doesn't reflect it. Why doesn't my body reflect it? Because I haven't taken the steps associated with changing the body in a positive direction. But I have, so that's not actually true. It's more like I haven't increased the intensity because I feel uncomfortable when I am sweating. That's why I don't walk as much, because it's really hot outside and it makes me sweat. And when I sweat, I feel gross. And when I feel gross, I feel like I'm being judged. But again, it's me judging myself. It's very possible that number one, I don't smell at all. Or if I do have some weird smell thing, it's only something I necessarily notice because I am in fact taking care of myself and taking showers before I go out, and putting cologne on, putting deodorant on. So I'm doing all the right things. So really, there's feeling self-conscious around the idea that I smell because I'm sweating. Where did that idea come from, that I smell because I'm sweating? Because clearly, I'm switching angles. Whoa, watch out. So because clearly this didn't come from nowhere. So where did this come from? Okay, well, there's the past friend who smelled really bad. There's been a few people who smelled really, really bad that I've known. I mean, at certain points when I was not taking care of myself, I also smelled bad. But I am taking care of myself. So what really is it? There has to be something deeper there. What is the judgment around sweating? It's like judgment around sweating. Is it the sweating, or is it something else? Okay, well, there was this kind of scenario back when I was kind of... So there was this one person that I had met at my first job, and we had hung out a lot, and we like dated momentarily, and then she ended up like doing stuff with someone else while we were quote unquote like together. And I understand like it was her way of helping me get out of like or at least this was her perceived kind of way of helping me to not care about her. At least that's kind of my analysis looking at it later. But I do remember this like kind of interaction that we would have where it's like, I would wash my hands, and yeah, I guess like me being kind of like over emphasizing on like washing my hands and like being super clean kind of came from this interaction where it was like, I remember washing my hands and then her going, oh, well, you smell, or whatever it was. I don't remember the specific thing because it was a while ago, but I remember it was like in the car we were driving around. And yeah, it's like I think that's part of it. I mean, obviously, I'm not that person, and I take care of my body. I'm not in peak physical condition, but I am like eating healthy throughout the day for the most part, and um, I'm doing consistent walks. It may not be, 20 billion steps, but I am trying to continuously like exercise. I'm doing the Tai Chi. Uh, I'm making sure to walk up and down these like 6 or 7 flights of stairs. So I'm doing that. Like I walk, every time I go down, it's like, my calves burn by the time I get upstairs. Or back up here. Um, so that's doing something. So really, what it really is, it's an outdated idea, the sweating. Because I haven't actually experienced anyone saying anything to me like, yeah, I just exist, I do my thing, and no one's complained to me. So the idea that because I'm sweating I immediately smell is like wrong. And I know that. So why am I holding on to that? Plus, I should actually be grateful that I sweat, because I would overheat if I didn't sweat. So really, I should actually be happy when I'm sweating, because it's saying that my body is working properly to cool me off during these really hot moments. And then getting back to that safety and security. It's like I've cultivated myself and basically condensed all of my life experiences to make the current me. And it's like every previous me is there kind of holding my hand, because we're all working together effectively. The me from a week ago is helping the me right now. The me from a year ago, same thing, so on and so forth. And there's so many versions of me that have kind of condensed different bits of wisdom to create this current me. And then this current me is also going to be helping my future self by all the things I've done right now. And so really, I should be secure in the fact that, if nothing else, I'm going to be there for myself. I won't abandon myself. I'm there I've created a foundation of stability from all the previous versions of me. and I will continue building off of all the previous versions of me throughout my whole life. So there's never a need to feel insecure or to feel ungrounded or lacking foundation, because I've just been building it this whole time. And so I don't need other people to give me stability and safety, because I already have the stability and safety within me through all the things I've experienced. It has given me a sense of stability and safety. I just haven't tapped into it because I didn't recognize that it was there. And I think taking that understanding and adding it to that inner harmony, inner peace, and inner love, that'll kind of like affix that like formation together to where I can function anywhere. Because regardless of the difficulties that I face, I can overcome them. And I know that I'm not alone. Because all the previous versions of me have worked together. And then on top of that, I have tons of other people and spirits and all of that stuff helping as well. So it's kind of like I've never been alone. I never will be alone. And even when it feels like there's no one, I'm not alone, because all the previous me's are inside me. Like, they've built me, and I'm gonna build future me. Okay. I'm gonna have to kind of let this kind of percolate a little bit, but I think this is really important. So, and I'm running at 1 minute or 1 hour and 8 minutes, so I got like very little time left before the camera. I have to switch batteries, but I think I'm gonna leave it at this. Okay, well, of course, as per usual. Hello. It is like 8:56 p.m. and I it briefly or it abruptly, there we go. It abruptly cut off where I was about to say, okay, I'm not going to film a later part. But here I am because I figure I'm not gonna just leave you guys with this half cut off goodbye. So this will probably be a short one, but I just kind of wanted to do a recap of like, I definitely I feel like that experience that you guys got to see, um, it's important to see that like it's okay to like have these moments of like frustration. We're not emotionless machines. And you know like it's fine. And the kind of main thing is like when you're having the frustration, and this is where it's like I was getting annoyed at myself for like going through and like understanding, okay, I'm gonna do the thing and whatever. But it's like going through that process in the moment allows me to just clear all of that kind of frustration immediately and to transmute it like right then and there, as opposed to later just leaving it and then dealing with it at a later point. Um, so yeah, this is kind of just what I do. So like, you've seen some of the moments when I'll just like film this, um, and then other times I don't film it because I'm having it in the like earlier when I first got here and I was like panicking a little bit. Um, I kind of went through a similar kind of thing of like, okay, allowing to feel the thing, analyzing why I'm feeling the thing, transmuting why I'm feeling the thing, letting go, and like reassessing. So yeah. But anyway, so I don't know. I hope that like seeing those things helps you guys to see that like just because you have a scenario where you're like frustrated or upset at things not turning out the way you initially planned, um it happens at all levels. So it's like it's okay to have that thing, those things feel and happen and all of that stuff. It's kind of about what you do with that information that's kind of the most important thing. So like take a scenario where instead of kind of working through it in the moment, I let the rest of the week where I stewed on it, I was frustrated, I was like grumbling around, and like every time someone talked to me, I would be like frustrated or angry or whatever. It's like you're not dealing with it, and so it stews. Um, so again, it's like I turned a potential like issue where I might have been frustrated for a couple days if I just let it fester. I turned that into like a new piece of like energy. Like I turned it into a like source that can help me advance. So yeah. But anyway, I do feel like I've gained from that experience. And of course, even though it's just been a couple hours, I'm glad I went through the experience, even though it was fucking annoying in the moment, you know. Um, so it also helps to kind of figure out like, oh yeah, I'm still like, there's still some things that I can like. Of course, there's always stuff to improve on, but it's kind of like there are things that can pop up in my awareness that I can kind of work on and improve. Um, with again, it was like relatively little, like in terms of the grand scale of things. It wasn't like a huge kind of deal. It was just kind of like me talking about my frustrations for a little bit and then learning about it and then getting annoyed that even when I'm frustrated, I can still like immediately turn it into like a positive thing and I'm like ah. So yeah, it is funny, like I just find it funny sometimes, just like going through something like that and then just being like, God, like, oh man, like, I don't know how to even just like I'm glad that I had it on film because it's like I don't even know how to describe the like stages I went through in such a short period of time. And you can kind of see it in real time where it's like there's the like frustration at the thing that's happening. And then there's the okay, now I know it's not actually the thing. What actually is it? And then frustration that I'm doing the what actually is it? And then frustration that I'm like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, of course I'm going to be learning something from this stupid thing that I'm annoyed at right now. So it's like, and then just the sheer like comedy I find from like how absurd the whole chain of like thought was. Um, so yeah, uh, and then the moment of like just laughing at the whole thing and just being like, yeah, this is just being a human, just living your life and laughing at some dumb stuff. So yeah, I didn't get any more texts. Yeah. I had text one of the guys that lives here, and he was talking about how he's like, "Hey, are you?" You know, of course, I'm complaining, and then the dude texts me a little bit after and is like, "Hey, you know, just wanted to check in. Did you want to get some food if you're out in like Rome proper, like in the middle of the city?" I'm like, "No, I'm not there today. I had this like meditation thing that I decided." I was like, "Okay, I got to deal with it." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." I'm like, "But tomorrow, if you want, I'm totally down to like go and do something." Um, because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, it's irrational for me to not go and do stuff. So I'm just gonna go tomorrow. And the thing is, what I'm thinking is, I think I'm gonna go, and he's gonna go independently, and then we'll kind of like text and meet up or whatever at some point throughout the thing. But he's gonna be doing the Coliseum stuff, and so I'm like, oh, I probably like that's a great time to go and like film for you guys and do like a Coliseum walk around, just to see the scale and cool stuff. Uh, I don't necessarily like. I was talking to the other person that lives here that I first was like interacting with, and he mentioned how the center of the Coliseum and the internals is kind of just like it's not really much to look at. The down like innards, the bowels of the Coliseum would be really fun, but they don't do that all the time, and it's like a night thing. So yeah, so I don't really have any desire to go in the Coliseum. I feel like for the what's it called, for the Vatican, I think it's different. I think going inside would be cool. But yeah, so I think I'm thinking maybe on Sunday I like go to the Vatican when um, the Pope shows up, because the Pope is there on Sundays to do like speeches and talk to the people for a little bit. So I think that would be kind of cool to just go there and be there. Um, I don't really know what it's going to be like, but yeah. So, um, so yeah, I think those are my two kind of plans on, you know, I mentioned I wanted to just do Coliseum with you guys and Vatican with you guys. So I don't know about the rest of the stuff. I'm sure I'm gonna get like lots of like footage of me getting there and walking around. Maybe not necessarily on the bus because I feel like that's fucked to like film on the bus. So I'm not gonna do like bus or train filming. It's just gonna be me walking. So yeah. Um, but that's kind of like my plan. And then I'll have, because today is what, Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So Thursday and then Sunday. And then I have until next Saturday. So I have like 10 days left here. So I really do need to start like planning for the next part, which is the Alps. Um, he mentioned a few different places. They're split into like east, mid, and west. And he mentioned doing the mid one. I think Corvara is the mid one. So if I can find a place in Corvara, then I can kind of like drive up to either the east or west side relatively easily to go and explore stuff. And that also means I need to book the car. So maybe maybe on Friday I'll have to talk to him and see if maybe he can help me. I'll do as much of the like booking planning process as possible and just kind of see what he thinks once I've like planned it mostly out. To see if I've missed anything or if there's anything that would help. So, and then, oh right, I wanna write this down. I want to plans, rent, car, core. What is it? Core, and then oh right. Car app, and then like food apps. Because I figure it's been very helpful when I don't want to like go out to just be able to order food at a relatively reasonable price. Like it's expensive, but it's still like, you know, like I can order food for like 20 euros, which is more than the like probably 14 or 13 that I would pay if I was actually there, but still like kind of reasonable considering it's being delivered. So, um, as long as I don't do it every day, I think that's kind of it's helpful. So, and I do want to like go and explore more of the local area. I did see that the sandwich place was open today, so that's something. But anyway, I don't want to talk too long. So I guess I'm just gonna end it here. But yeah, another little nugget of potential learning in the earlier video. So enjoy the 4K bed footage. Or I guess you did. You did enjoy the 4K bed footage. All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye.